What's going on, guys? It's Zombie, and welcome back to another awesome Five Nights at Freddy's news video. And today, I want to discuss a little more in detail about this post here that Scott Cawthon made about new games that are going to be coming in the next 2 years for Five Nights at Freddy's. We pretty much have the new phase of Five Nights at Freddy's, the new, how there's like MCU phases. We kind of have the new Five Nights at Freddy's phase confirmed for the next 2 years in the Five Nights at Freddy's universe. And we're getting 5.5 games. I say a half because the half is a remake, or I should say a port, not really a new game. But I'm going to count it anyways because it's still Fnaf. Anyways, so we know the big games that are going to be coming out. The big things that we know about right now, that we know a little bit, and I mean slightly a little bit of information about, is Five Nights at Freddy's 58. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be called that, but, you know, that's what the project it's called. It's called 58, so this is what's called 58. It'll technically be Five Nights at Freddy's 9, I believe, but, you know, we're going to call it 58. So 58 is the big project that we know is coming in 2020. This is the next FNAF game that is being made by Scott Cawthon. The last FNAF game we had that was, you know, made by Scott Cawthon was about, I think, a year and a half ago, which was Ultimate Custom Night. So it's been quite a little bit of time since we had a FNAF game made by Scott. Obviously, we had Five Nights at Freddy's VR, and we have another AR game coming soon, which I'll get to that in a second. But Five Nights at Freddy's 58. Now, we don't know much about Five Nights at Freddy's 58. Literally, the only thing we know about Five Nights at Freddy's 58 is some weird quotes that are on FNAFworld.com, which I'm not even going to really talk about because we don't know much about what it means. But what we can gather is that we have a new teaser here which features 4 animatronics in what looks like a vaporwave mall sort of setting. And I'm very interested in seeing what this comes out to be. Now, there's a lot of questioning what's going on with these guys here. Who are these? I personally believe, obviously, this is Freddy. There's no way that's not Freddy. But these 3 are up for debate. No one really knows who these are. Now, at first, I thought this was Chica. I thought these were new animatronics, but upon further analysis, I think, obviously, this is still Freddy. I think this is Bonnie. A, because of the guitar, and B, because these can actually be ears facing downwards. This is probably Chica, and this is probably Foxy. But, I don't know, man. This doesn't look like a Foxy to me. That looks like a new character. And even then, Foxy is normally doing his own thing. What's he doing with the other guy? You know what I mean? Like, Foxy in every iteration of Five Nights at Freddy's has always been doing his or her own thing. And on here, he's just with everyone else. So I'm wondering if that has any significance. So anyways, we don't know much about this. I personally believe that it's going to be another sister location-like game. It's going to take place in a mall, obviously. And it's going to have some sort of FNAF, mall vibe to it. And you're going to walk around like sister location. And it's going to be pretty cool. And right now, it's only August 9th of 2019, which means that Scott Cawthon has so much time to work on this project. He has so much time to work on this project, which means that it's probably going to be really good. And I'm assuming if he has this already made, which, I mean, this can go either way, because this is clearly a drawing, or at least I'm assuming it is. It is. It's a drawing. Since it's a drawing, I can either attest that that means that Scott hasn't really modeled anything yet, or B, he doesn't want to show us what the game looks like quite yet. So we had like a drawing to show us what the idea of this is going to be. Give us the characters, the setting, the vibe. So, you know how FNAF 4 was a nightmare vibe, Sister Location was kind of like an unsettling, uncanny valley vibe. This game looks like it's going to be a 90s aesthetic, vaporwave-ish vibe, which I personally am excited about. That's what I'm mostly excited about this. So, moving on from this, because I don't really want to beat a dead horse here. There's really not much I could say about this. There is a few other projects that we know about. FNAF AR, we don't know much about it at all. so I can't really attest to what it's gonna be. I don't know. There's really no information we have about that other it's going to be a FNAF, other than it's going to be a FNAF AR game. Obviously, the console port's pretty straightforward. FNAF Into Madness is on hold, and originally it was going to be by Scott, but, you know, Scott decided, you know, maybe Steelwool should work on that, which they are great. FNAF VR was one of my favorite FNAF games. It's right below FNAF 2. So, I trust them with any FNAF game in the future. I'm just hoping that the next FNAF games aren't VR. And hear me out here. Actually, I might save this for another video and go more into it, like a discussion. I think FNAF VR was great for what it was, but I don't want FNAF to kind of become like a VR series, or... you know, I'll get to that in another video. I'm not going to get too into that today, but I have a little concern, and I'll discuss that later on. I don't know much about Steelwool. I'm not too familiar with them, so I don't know if they only do VR games. But what I've seen from them with Five Nights at Freddy's VR, they've done a fantastic job. There were a little bit of bugs, but I think that was from just how quick that game came out. These games, they have a lot more time to work on it. So... the next game, which we have no information of, but I'm going to tell you guys exactly what it's going to be, is the Five Nights at Freddy's AAA game. This is going to be Five Nights at Freddy's, the movie, in a video game. And the reason why I say that is because it's being worked on by Universal. And if you guys do not know, Universal and Blumhouse, even though they are different companies, obviously, I believe Blumhouse is a company under Universal, meaning that, you know, they work together and everything like that. As you know, Halloween... it's still Universal and Blumhouse. So, FNAF would be Universal and Blumhouse. And, so, that would mean that this would literally be a Five Nights at Freddy's movie game. Why else would Universal make a FNAF game if it wasn't going to be based on their movie? Because think about it. FNAF is originally a game. So, even though the trend of making video game movies, or movie video games... was kind of like an old trend back in the early 2000s. It sometimes happens today, but it was nowhere near the level it was when I was growing up playing, you know, DS games and everything like that. It was pretty crazy. So, but the reason why I think that they would be doing this for the Five Nights at Freddy's game, or movie I should say, is because it started off as a game. It has a game fan base. So if they made a Five Nights at Freddy's game, not only would it get people that like the movie, or people who, you know, were interested in that, but it would draw in more people, and not to mention it already has an established group of people that would buy that game and play it. I mean, so many people here buy every FNAF game that comes out. I know I've bought every FNAF game that came out. The only FNAF games I didn't buy are the FNAF games that were free, because you can't buy a free game. So that's why I think it's going to be a FNAF game. Now, we don't know FNAF movie game. We don't know anything about the FNAF movie. If we have any updates, I'll tell you about that. But as of the moment, we don't know much information. Blumhouse seems like they're really busy on a lot of stuff right now. They're working on a new Purge movie. They're working on 2 Michael Myers movies and some other projects alongside. And right now, Michael Myers is their big thing, even bigger than the Purge. The Halloween movies make Blumhouse a ridiculous amount of money. I believe they like spent like 20 million on that movie, like to make that movie, and they got like what, 300 million from it, and that's just from the movie box office alone, not counting anything else. So yeah, that's crazy. They're focusing on the Halloween movies, I think, but when the FNAF movie comes out, I think either 2 things are going to happen. A, it's going to do good, and it's going to become a whole franchise, both as a video game series of the FNAF movie games, and it's going to become a franchise in movies, or it could bomb and they'll never touch it again, which I don't see that happening. I mean, Blumhouse has made sequels to movies that did mediocre. The FNAF movie is going to at least do mediocre, so it's pretty much confirmed we're going to get a sequel to you know, Five Nights at Freddy's the movie. Because, I mean, look how many Purge sequels we have, and I don't want to die on a cliff that I'm not correct on, but I believe there hasn't been a good Purge movie for the past, I believe the past 2 Purge movies bombed, so Don't quote me on that. I'm just talking out of my butt here. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I think they bombed, and they're still making more Purge movies. So, needless to say, I think we're going to get a FNAF 2, 3 movie along with these games. So, that's really all I wanted to discuss about. I wanted to go in depth with everything that's happening. I'll let you guys know about any theories I hear about this image, and I'll report it to you guys. I want to get back into making FNAF theories again, and man, I just want that mystery to FNAF again. I mean, it might be because I'm out of the loop and I haven't been doing FNAF videos for a while, but FNAF has felt so different than like back in like 2015, 2014. I just want to make some FNAF theories again. I just want to make videos discussing theories about the games. I don't want to keep discussing just news or just playing fan games. I want to make theories again, and I hope that this game is the game, FNAF 58. I hope this is the game that brings that back. I know FNAF VR started bringing in some interesting theory concepts, so I'm excited. I'm hoping this is the, you know, the revitalization of the FNAF series. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, give my channel, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Have a great day, and peace.